Hello everyone, welcome to the Matchday Tavern. How are we all doing? My name is Key. We are live for the Championship playoff final. Hull City who have, by the way, confirmed that if they don't go up, if they don't get promoted today, they will absolutely be taking legal action against Middlesbrough. The EFL have made themselves a real problem here, I think, by even allowing this match to take place. I think it's a game that, personally, I think Southampton should have been in the playoff final. As bad as it is, I really don't think that it constitutes throwing them out of the playoff final. I think there maybe should have been other things done. Fines, maybe points deductions, maybe... I don't know. But my own personal opinion is that I think that throwing Southampton out of the playoff final was a little bit too harsh. And I think reinstating Middlesbrough, a team who were beaten fairly and squarely, let's be honest, they were beaten fairly over two legs in the playoff semi-final. They're going to be the first team, potentially, we're going to see history today, the very first team to be beaten in the semi-final and still win the playoffs. It's the very first time we're going to see it. And I really hope that's not the case, by the way. I really, really hope that Hull... justice is done. I think we can all agree maybe that justice would be seeing Hull go up today. But how are we all doing? How are we all doing in the channel, in the comments? How are we all going? Lovely to see everyone moving across. I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much for moving across to the new channel. It's fantastic to see everyone gravitating over. Shell, how's it going? Jellyfish, Julius, Lancashire Evertonian, I don't even know. Who else are we missing? Red Rebellion, Rasta, great to see Rasta. Our resident Gooner and Oracle fan. Sarah, how's it going? Oxford fan, great to see you. Liam, Jellyfish. What are we saying? Who actually wanted Southampton to come up? Would have been boring. Liam says, hi Key, like the new channel. Does this mean you're not uploading on your main one anymore? It doesn't mean that it's the end of the road for Premier League, Dad. No, certainly not. We'll probably still be doing bits over there, here and there. But certainly for watchalongs, certainly for the end of season and the World Cup, it's all going to be here. It's all going to be the Matchday Tavern. It's all going to be here. So I need to see people moving across. So that's the plan, is to kind of get as many people moved across to the Matchday Tavern as possible. But great to see everyone. Thank you so much. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. The poll already is saying that people think it's going to be a Hull City win today. LFC Matt, afternoon Key. Hope you're well. I'm good, mate. How are you? I'm very good, thank you. How are you? Let me just make sure I've got everything I need here. Right. Sorry, I'm not ignoring people over on TikTok. How are we doing? Speedy, football on today. There is certainly football on today, mate. Yep, the playoff final. It's no small game at all. It's a very, very important one for both of these teams, Hull City and Middlesbrough. Kim Hellberg was in tears. He was crying, wasn't he, at full time at the end of the Southampton second leg. He was absolutely in tears. But they've got a reprieve. They've got a second chance at this, and it's going to be really important, I think, for the EFL that Hull City go up. I think it avoids a whole sort of sticky mess, let's say. It'll be a hell of a mess if Middlesbrough win this today. There'll be court cases and everything going all over the place. Patrick Byrne, we're all Hull, aren't we? Well, do you know what? I will throw another curveball into this, by the way. Hull City's coach has had a window smashed in by Middlesbrough fans on the way into the stadium today. Hull's coach was vandalised. They had a window smashed. That's an ongoing police matter as well. So it feels like Middlesbrough, who probably shouldn't even be in this playoff final. Should be very, very fortunate they are here. Couple of the fans letting the club down. I don't think they're representative of Middlesbrough's fans, of course, but a couple of the fans letting them down today. Lancashire Evertonian, these two went down at the same time at the end of 16-17, now both in a playoff final, near enough 10 years on. And Liam says, Key, what'll be funny is if Hull get promoted and appoint Racine back as manager in the Prem. Do you know what it could do, you know? That could be the case. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Racine goes back to Hull. But yeah, not good. Not good. 3-star, who do you want a game? Oh, Shell, do you want a game of darts before I take Sarah and Oxford on at the pool table? Yeah, we'll have dominoes as well. We'll have dominoes nights. A live watch-along of dominoes. Why not? Amit, are you slot out? No, mate, I'm not slot out. I've got a brain. I've got a brain and I've got compassion and empathy. I've got a brain and a heart. I'm not slot out. Willie Bohm says, what did Middlesbrough fans do? A rock or something, I don't know. Something was thrown at the Middlesbrough team bus. And the Middlesbrough team bus has... the Hull team bus. Middlesbrough fans threw something at the Hull team bus and smashed a window. So, yeah, ongoing police matter with that one. Says Southampton were foolish for that. Probably would have beat Boro. Do you know what's crazy as well? I don't know if anyone's seen the short that I put out the other day, but Southampton's manager, Tonda Eckert, has been guilty of this before. He was the opposition analyst for Germany in the World Cup, 2014 World Cup. And Didier Deschamps complained that Germans were sending drones over their training pitch. Tonda Eckert was the opposition analyst for Germany at the 2014 World Cup. 6 months later, Hoffenheim were out in Dubai in a hotel and a journalist checked in to that hotel and was making a bit of a nuisance of himself and kind of listening into conversations and whatever. Turned out that journalist wasn't actually a journalist at all. He was a scout for Cologne who was Hoffenheim's next... Was it Hoffenheim or was it Hamburg? I can't remember. It was either Hoffenheim or Hamburg. Some German team beginning with H. They were playing Cologne in the next game in the Bundesliga. Who was at Cologne at the time that took place? Tonda Eckert. This guy's got form for it. And I think there's also rumours coming out as well that Southampton had the analysts who were sending texts. Apparently the analysts were sending texts back to Tonda Eckert and various others in the Southampton hierarchy saying, I don't think we should be doing this, I'm not sure about this. And they were pushing back and saying, no, you absolutely will do this and you need to get some better information than you got last time. So come on, get stuck in. So there's a little bit of, a little bit more spice to it than just they were spying. Sis says, history behind this, never knew. First time he's actually getting punished. I mean, apparently it's really, really normal in Europe. And that's what, Bielsa said as well. Red Rebellion, looking likely at this moment that Diamand is coming to LFC, but you can't guarantee it till the player is in a Liverpool shirt. We may even add Barcola. Liam says, so does that explain why they were in good form, Key? I mean, it's difficult to say because at the end of the day, I'm not entirely sure how much you can gain from watching a training session that you're legally allowed to watch, by the way. The EFL rules permit teams to watch training sessions. You're just not allowed to watch them sort of 72 hours before a game. But I'm not sure that makes a huge difference. In my opinion, anyway, I don't think it does, but... Says, thoughts on Liverpool preparing €100 million for Diamand. Mate, I'll be honest, it's silly season, which is... Usually you can't really put too much stock into transfer rumours just yet. There's all sorts of noise and rumours about who's going, who's staying. I tend to take everything with a pinch of salt at this point. So that's why I said Southampton should be banned. And what are we saying? They must think they are gaining something to take these risks. And listen, I get it. That's fair. I feel like throwing the whole club out and the fans and, you know, the players getting punished for it, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I thought the punishment was excessive, but then again, who knows? Lancashire Evertonian Key, I've heard he's spying on you right now doing this watch along. Mick92, how's it going? Tommy, that's it. Just completely ignore the Arsenal comments. I wasn't aware I'd had Arsenal comments. What Arsenal comments have I had? Liam says, Key, what's your thoughts on the England squad, by the way? It's a dreadful choice by Tuchel. Which players did you think should have been in that weren't in, Liam? Which players do you think... There's a lot of noise about Harry Maguire, obviously, but which ones was you furious about, I guess? Stephen, congratulations to the new channel. Have a pint of mild and a Hull win. Coming right up, sir. Liam, the England team's so bad. 3-star. Why have Middlesbrough fans chucked a brick at the Hull team bus for? Talk about ingratitude towards the EFL. Total senseless morons. Should have been thrown out, Boro, today. Right here, right now. That's it. I think... Listen, it's difficult to say, and it is difficult to kind of, just because a couple of divvies throw a brick at a bus, it's difficult then to say, well, the entire fan base are bang out of order. I do think there's an element of good fortune for Middlesbrough to even be here playing this today, and you would hope that the fans would have put on a better behaviour, let's say. It's not why smashing the opposition team bus up, when Hull haven't really done anything wrong. Hull, out of, of all the teams, Hull deserve to be here the most. Let's be honest, they deserve to be here the most. Middlesbrough were beaten fair and square over 2 legs. They shouldn't be in the final. Southampton, you could argue, well, they've broke the rules. They shouldn't be in the final. Hull should have been automatically promoted. We shouldn't even be doing this watch along today. But I'll say that I am absolutely made up. I am absolutely delighted that there is a championship playoff final of some sorts. We're going to be doing all the playoff finals, by the way. We're going to be doing the League One playoff final tomorrow before the Premier League final day. Premier League final day is at 4 o'clock. 1 o'clock is Stockport County against Bolton Wanderers. Stephen Schumacher against Dave Challoner's team at Wembley. League One playoff final. Chance for one of those teams to go up into the Championship. It'd be brilliant for Stockport to be a Championship team next season. Rooting for Bolton as well. I quite like Bolton as well. I've no problem with either of them going up. And then on Monday we're doing Notts County, Swifty's team. Swifty in the chat, lots of love to Swifty. We're going to be doing Notts County against Salford. Another one, League 2 playoff final at Wembley. So all the playoff finals, if you want to be doing a watch along, if you enjoy football, you love all of football, this is the place to watch it. We've got a great bunch of people in the chat. Marvel Mayhem, how come you got a new channel, Key? Long story, mate. Very long story. I've briefly gone into it on the previous channel, and it's the old channel's not gone and dead and buried or anything. It's just we're going to be doing the watch-alongs here for the time being. So it's not finished, but it's probably not going to be... There's not going to be loads over there. The World Cup will majority be here. World Cup will be entirely here. What are we saying? Adam, if Harry Kane's going to start every game, then even Tony's sitting on the bench for penalties. Chris, I know you don't like us, but what's your true thoughts on Arsenal's Champions League chances? Well, they've got a chance, certainly. They're in the final. They've, I guess, as good a chance as anyone. As far as them actually winning it, I don't think they will. But, yeah, they've got a chance. Can't argue they've not got a chance. Cheers, Marvel Mayhem. Thanks, mate. Joe Story says, looks like we're getting a keeper very early in the summer. He's got 15 clean sheets this season in Ream. Is that Risser? Is that Robin Risser? Very good keeper, if so. Red Rebellion, Gakpo signed a new long-term contract this season, so I doubt the club will be looking to sell when we would need to replace him. And as a backup player, he's pretty decent. I'd agree. Thank you very much for that, sir. Very kind of you. Chris, watched Robertson's leaving interview and I was feeling it. Don't even support Liverpool. Lovely fella. Really, really love. Andy Robertson, I would go as far as saying, if I'm talking about my all-time favourite Liverpool players, Robertson's up there with Robbie Fowler. Andy Robertson, Robbie Fowler. I'd have to say Gerrard, just because he was that good. probably Coutinho and Suarez as well, just because they made the game fun. But anyway, yeah. Certainly Andy Robbo. He's exactly what you'd play like if you were a Liverpool fan playing for your team. That's exactly what you wanted to see. Lancashire Evertonian, Maresca's City versus Alonso's Chelsea will be an intriguing fixture next season. And 3-star, I am gobsmacked by Gibbs White being left out of the England team. I know, Premier League Player of the Month, wasn't he? Premier League Player of the Month, Gibbs White. Not even in the England squad. Madness. Tony's been out in Saudi. Jordan Henderson at 37, too old for the team with serious ambitions. Yeah, I'll be honest, I was surprised by quite a few of the picks, to be honest. Alright, Ian, how's it going? Chris says, mate, he was a complete baller for me. Best left back in the league for a good few years now. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I am Crute on my break at work. What's the score? Hasn't kicked off, mate. It's 3:30 kickoff. 3:30 kickoff. If anyone is watching on YouTube, on TikTok, and wants to help a brother out, if you want to go and subscribe over on YouTube, the Matchday Tavern, our new channel, we are building slowly but surely ahead of the World Cup. If you can go and subscribe to the Matchday Tavern, you'd be helping me out an awful lot. Sarah, did you see the interview where Robbo's children were singing his song? Yeah, it's lovely, that, innit? I saw Salah's as well. It was mad to see Salah's kid, little girl, with a Scouse accent. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised by it, like I said, because of he's been here for ages. But you'd never quite have imagined that they'd pick up a little Scouse twang. Maybe being around the mum and the dad. You know, Salah's not got a Scouse twang. I would have thought, I don't know, maybe at school and stuff, I don't know. But, yeah, it was mad. It was mad. Nice to see, though. It's a shame. It's a real shame that he's leaving the way that he is. But I think it's the right time. Kind of understand the Tony pick. He's got great numbers in Saudi and it's a much warmer climate. That's also very true, you know. Very true. Celtic are 1-0 up. City of North Hill can't believe how many Liverpool fans already are calling for Wirtz to be sold. But it ain't me. Florian Wirtz, I think, has done really well this season. Maybe really well is excessive, but I think he's done well enough this season. Cheers, Ian. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Every little helps. Heavy Machine Guy, my uncle who works at the PGMOL, said that this year's EPL is cancelled due to the hantavirus. Oh, no. In the tunnel. Yeah, players in the tunnel, ready to go. Alexander Voice. No, I'm just curious. This guy always cry when Arsenal play. No, mate, it's a question that gets asked every single time by different Arsenal fans who come in and say, why do you hate Arsenal? I don't hate Arsenal, mate. I have no problem with Arsenal. I just didn't want you to win the league. That's all it is. Nothing deeper than that. No more darker, sinister reason or anything. I don't like the way you play football. That's all it is. And I preferred other teams to be successful who do take chances, who do play attacking football. And I would have preferred them to win the league for that basis. That's all it is. Nothing else. Lancashire Evertonian. I wouldn't be surprised to see Salah and Guardiola on the same side last season. When I've watched City v Liverpool, Salah and Guardiola always seem to have a long chat. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, you know. Wouldn't be surprised. Do you think Bruno was right for Player of the Year? No, not at all. No, not at all. Nowhere near should he be Player of the Year. Who do you fancy, AK? Honestly, mate, I fancy Boro. But I want Hull. I really want Hull because I feel like that's the right thing. And I think even Boro fans kind of acknowledge that would be the right thing. I'm sure they'll want to take their opportunity, and I get that. I absolutely understand it. They've been presented with, you know, promotion on a silver platter when they've been beaten fair and square in the playoff semi-final. They really shouldn't be here. They've got an opportunity to have lost the semi-final and still go up. It's crazy. It's history. So I think it'll be Boro. I think that's the kind of sick and twisted thing that happens in life, isn't it? Life is a comedy, and I think this is a punchline waiting to happen. But I want Hull. I'd like Hull. I think Hull deserve to be I think they deserve to be automatically promoted. And if Hull do go up, then it avoids an awful lot of legal issues after this. What are we saying? Where do you think Pep's going? Do you know what? I really couldn't tell you. Where do we think he is going? Where do you think Pep Guardiola's next club will be? Yeah, where do you think Guardiola's going? Sarah, I heard Salah's going to Turkey. I'd be astonished. I'd be absolutely astonished if he is, you know. Personally, I don't see it. I think he waits for an international club. Apparently, he said that he won't be managing Spain. Apparently, that has been said by Guardiola in the past. He has no desire to manage Spain. How true that is, I don't know. But there you go. He'd win everything in Italy. Pep's having a year off. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But yeah, apparently he said in the past he's no desire to manage Spain. Red Rebellion Turkey won't pay Salah 400 to 500k a week. Well, they're paying Osimhen nearly 300k. I'm not sure they did turn their nose up at Mo Salah. I think Salah's got his eyes set on a Real Madrid, a Barcelona, a Bayern Munich, a PSG, maybe an Inter Milan. But I don't see a world in which he doesn't go to a top European club. What are we saying? Mo's gonna Hull City when they win today. True story. Mo's going Hull City. Mo to the Tigers. Let's have it. Ian, after watching the Raps Robbo documentary, I'd love to see Robbo and McGinn play for Celtic together. Oh, McGinn's fantastic. McGinn's one of my favourite players. Love him to bits. Layla, why do you think Slot is staying? Because I think the club have looked at it and gone, we were halfway through a project, and I think it's easier to see that project through to completion than it is to rip it up and start a brand new project. I think if you sell a third of the squad, it's always going to be difficult going into this season. So, yeah, the problem this season hasn't necessarily been Arne Slot. It hasn't necessarily been the players. I think to a degree it's been the fans' expectations. Yeah, it's been the fans' expectations that we were going to win the league, and I just don't think that was ever on the cards, if I'm dead honest. Joe, why are you streaming on another channel? I've spoke about it a little bit earlier, mate. I don't want to go into the whole thing again. We have talked about it on previous streams as well. But yeah, short term, everything's going to be here going forward for the World Cup and for the end of season and stuff. The full World Cup's going to be on the Matchday Tavern. Premier League Dad isn't finished though. We will still be doing bits over there for sure. But certainly for the short term, it's going to be all here, Matchday Tavern. Jake, what a dreadful season. It's not been great for Newcastle, has it? Really not been great. And yeah, you could be seeing Boro coming up as well. So the Tyne Tees derby could well be on. Could well be on. LJ, how you doing? Great to see you, LJ. Oxford fan, I think Slot will stay now because of him getting one of his old Feyenoord mates. Yeah, Etienne Reinen has been appointed as the assistant manager of Liverpool for next season. So that's good. That shows that we're sticking together with him. We're sticking with him. Swifty Newcastle are going to lose big players in the summer. Who do you think's going? Do you think? I mean, Tonali's the one that people seem to be talking about, but I think there might be a few others, you know. Leicester City ladies relegated. Charlton promoted to the Women's Super League. Layla, what would you rate Liverpool's new kit? I quite like it, yeah. Quite like it. Don't know. 8.5 out of 10. Finners Matty, good to see you. Lovely to see you, Matty. Ben, we've had some bad luck this season, but we've also been beyond hopeless. Oh, couldn't agree, mate. Couldn't agree more, sorry. Couldn't agree more. The manager's not blameless. Absolutely not. But I think it's the right decision. And I think it's good that we've... Do you know what it is as well? I feel like even the Arne Slot outers, even the adamant sort of Arne Slot outers are getting very, very frustrated with how bad some of our fans have been behaved towards him. Like, his kids have been... He's been getting bullied with his kids when he's going out for dinner with his daughter and stuff. Like, it's so wrong. It's so wrong. You know, bed sheets outside the training ground this morning saying slot out. Fucking have a day off. Absolutely shocking, disgusting, embarrassing behaviour from Liverpool fans. That. So yeah, that's stupid, and I don't think they speak for any Liverpool fans, if I'm honest. Just a couple of idiots. That banner, yeah, the banner was silly, wasn't it? Deez, do us a favour, mate. Please don't spam. Please don't spam. I'd much rather you stick around. You can come in and say whatever you want. You know me, mate. I'll happily let anyone stick around. Give me grief. Whatever you want to do. Just please don't spam. If all you do is spam, then you know you're just gonna be muted and blocked, and it's so annoying. I'd much rather you be sound. Just be sound. Just be nice. Just be a general sound human being. Matt, Liverpool fans on X are the absolute pits. Yeah, there's some bad eggs in there. Gru says, as much as I hate the Scouse accent, I enjoy your fair, unbiased view on matches. It's not Scouse. It's got a slight Scouse twang, but it's not Scouse. Scousers don't claim me, put it that way. I'm certainly not a Scouser. I don't have a purple wheelie bin. I can never claim to be a Scouser. Nor would I want to. I'm very much proud of... Well, pride is maybe a little bit, but I'm from St Helens, right in the middle of Liverpool and Manchester. So I've got a little twang of both. Reese, I'm here, mate. Just refound you. Don't understand the new channel purpose, but as long as we're in your company again, I'll happily explain it to you, mate. I have gone into it earlier, so I don't want to labour it too much. But I'll happily explain it when we get the opportunity to. The game is off and underway. We're 30 seconds in. Let's get the chat started. Sorry, I've just realised the chat's not even been moving. Layla, by the way, I'm Yasin. Good stuff. This is my mum's account. The reason I'm using this is because she died a few days ago. Oh, mate, I'm really sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that, Yasin. Sending love from all of us. I hope you're okay, mate. What have I missed? Sorry. Ben, we're from God's back garden, mate. Wear it with pride. Well, Middlesbrough have started off the stronger. Admittedly, we're only 90 seconds in, but give it time. Lancashire, Evertonian Key, did you see? Apparently Burnley bullied Matt Beard. Yeah, and there was talks about that. Yeah, certainly. I didn't see exactly how it happened and what happened, but yeah, I know there was sort of question marks raised about Burnley's treatment to Matt Beard before he sadly passed away. Boro did this in the second leg the other day, front-footed from the off and then dropped off. I mean, I'll be honest, if Hull turn up and play like they did against Millwall in the first leg of the semi-final, Boro will beat them 3 or 4-0. In fact, I have seen Middlesbrough beat Hull 4-0 earlier this season. We did the watch-along for it. They absolutely battered Hull at the K-Com. But yeah, Hull are going to have to grind this one out. McBurney's going to be very important. Balloumi's going to be very important. I think there's a real player in Balloumi, by the way. Shahid, hello, Key, and everyone in the chat. Great to see you, Shahid. Greg, this probably explains why I can listen to you without my ears bleeding. Oh, you're a sweetheart, Greg. Matt, hope Kumas and Miller get to be part of a big promotion. Yeah, great to see a couple of ex-Liverpool lads in there. Long ball forward, nothing there for Hull to chase down. Clarkey, is this the same Hull that Robertson and Harry Maguire played for? It is, mate, yes. It absolutely is. Three-star, that's better now. I've got the fan on. Yeah, I've got the fan on here as well. It's absolutely boiling. I have got an aircon unit, which I might have to use during the World Cup to calm things down. Although saying that, at the World Cup, it's all going to be in the early hours of the morning, right? So it's probably not going to be as bad. Riley, must feel good to not watch Liverpool after Sunday for a while there, crap. Yeah, do you know what, mate? You're right. I will say that. As a Liverpool fan, I am quite happy this season's ending. It can't end quick enough. I think there's an awful lot of players I just want to see the back of. Get them out the club. Get a whole new load of bodies in, because we are going to be making a lot of changes again. And it's going to be a difficult season again next year for that same reason. That doesn't mean that we can't maybe compete a bit better than we have done, but I don't think we'll challenge for the league, put it that way. I think we'll be a lot better than we are. Maybe we won't compete for the league. Shell, good to see you. What are we saying? Rasta, Lancashire Evertonian. It's going to be 30 degrees on Monday. Oh. JMWS, I keep thinking about the Southampton fans who'll have bought tickets and hotels. All seems a bit mental that Boro could end up in the Premier League after losing the semis. Yeah, it's crazy. It just doesn't feel fair to me. Doesn't feel fair at all. Right, hang on a second. Ben, rather, who do you think we'll sell? I think Ali and Gomez leave. Well, apparently the news out today is that Alisson's staying. We're getting kind of mixed reports on Alisson Becker. That one, that Juventus have got him and they're pretty much ready for him to leave, and others are saying that he's staying. How true it is, we don't know. But yeah, I think Alisson might well do. Gomez certainly will. Chiesa certainly will. Salah certainly will. Endo certainly will. I think Curtis certainly will. McAllister maybe. Robertson certainly will. And up to now, Konate as well. I mean, it was quite telling that Van Dijk did a post earlier today with it was like a farewell lunch, I think. And it was Van Dijk, Salah, Robertson, Gomez and Alisson. It was those five. So the fact that Konate wasn't there strongly suggests that I think Konate might be staying. I hope. I really hope. Pete got 2 phones. Oh, what a guy. Cheers, Pete. Thanks, man. Jimmy, last time we see you this season tomorrow, Key, or are you on for the World Cup? No, on for the full World Cup, Jimmy. Yeah, full World Cup. I am live for every single game at the World Cup. Nobody, and I mean nobody, in the whole world will be watching more of the World Cup with you than me. Nobody. Sarah, my daughter's birthday. Oh, happy birthday. Many happy returns. Very nice day for it. Anyway, I don't know whereabouts in the world you are. So, well, I do. Broadly, I know where you are, but I'm assuming it's as hot where you are as it is here anyway. LJ, why will Hull take action against Boro? Because Boro, basically, this game shouldn't be taking place according to Hull. Hull's argument is, the laws of football say that Hull should be playing Southampton in the playoff final. Southampton played the 2 games in the playoffs. They beat Middlesbrough fair and square, right? The EFL allowed those 2 games to take place. Hull were playing Southampton. If you want to throw Southampton out of the playoff final, that is absolutely the right of the EFL. If they want to do that, I guess that's up to them. However, Hull would then argue, well, then why are you reinstating Middlesbrough? Why are you putting Middlesbrough back in? That doesn't make any sense. No, it can't be that. It's got to be Hull just automatically get promoted. Matt buzzing for the World Cup. I think the England squad is fine. Yeah, I mean, listen, it'll be a good laugh. Always be a good laugh anyway. The Lancashire Evertonian, well, if Hull thinks it's so wrong, they'll go and beat Middlesbrough and show why they were robbed of the automatics. I think they've got to do something. They've got to do something, Hull, no matter what. I guess they reserve the right for it, right? Ben, wait, you're live for every World Cup game. Every single World Cup game. DMT Visual, Key, would you say Portugal has the best midfield in the World Cup? Bruno, Vitinha and João Neves. It's a very strong midfield. Whether it's the best in the World Cup, I'm not sure. A lot of very good midfields at the World Cup. But it's a good one. It's a very good one. What do you think? Hull play the ball forward. Boro clear it away. Not really seen too much of either team so far in the opposition half. It's kind of been a bit scrappy. Mate, I'm telling you now, you'll blow. It'll be on a brand new channel, Ben. Yeah, Premier League Dad is no more. Premier League Dad is gone, so we've started again from zero as of today. Today is the first stream on the new channel, the Matchday Tavern. So brand new channel, same audience, same wonderful people coming across, same loyal hardcore coming across. But yeah, the World Cup, we are live every single game, so should be good fun. Even for the weird ones, even for the weird and wonderful games. Egypt against Iran is the one that I always point to because it's a 4 a.m. kickoff here in the UK. I'll be live for it. Do the new channel dressed as Partridge. Needless to say. The Lancashire Evertonian says Pedri, Zubamendi, Rodri, Ruiz will have a say too. Yeah. And DMT says, with Rodri being not in form, I feel that it is PFA Player of the Year and the 2 starting PSG midfield orchestrators. Who's your team, DMT? Reece, the spine was uncovered prior to the first leg, wasn't it? So Boro might have a bye through the final before the semi-final legs. Well, it was uncovered, but again, the EFL allowed those games to continue. The results stood. They've not invalidated those games. They have just thrown Southampton out of the playoff final. So by that logic, Boro shouldn't be in it. Boro shouldn't be in it at all. Book the flight home, Tommy Tuckle. We hate winning it. Oxford says, what about Jordan v Algeria at 4-key? I don't think I'm doing Jordan v Algeria. I don't know. I've got all the games right here. I've got all the games in my little notebook here that I'm doing. I don't think I am doing Jordan v Algeria at 4 a.m. I'm doing Jordan versus Argentina at 3 a.m. on the 28th of June. DMT says, I'm Brazilian and Portuguese and Arsenal fan. Don't hate me. No, I don't, mate. There's no hate. No hate at all. Great to see you. Great to have you on the channel. Lots of love. Obrigado. Love it. Ben, so how many World Cup games does it equate to? 81 across 39 days. 81 fixtures. And there are more World Cup games than just 81. But that includes all of the group stage games that are playing at the same time. So basically, the maximum number of individual games you can watch in a World Cup tournament is 81, and I'm watching 81. But yeah, we're doing Mexico, South Africa, 8 p.m, June 11th. That's the first game. Start us off. And we're all the way through to the quarters, the semi-finals. By the way, some people are getting a little bit like, oh, I'm not going to be getting up early to watch the games, especially the big ones. I'll be honest with you might have to. Some of the games, there's a round of 16 knockout game, which starts at 1 a.m. UK time. There's a quarter-final on July the 12th, which kicks off at 2 a.m. UK time. There's a lot of games kicking off very, very late. Round of 32 knockout game, 2:30 a.m. kickoff. Round of 32 game, 4 a.m. kickoff on July the 3rd. Lots and lots of games in the early hours of the morning for the World Cup. And I'll be there for every single one of them. So if you are a light sleeper, or if you've got a bit of insomnia, or you're working a night shift, or there's a particular game you want to get up through the night and watch, I have got a large folder of research on every single country and team at the World Cup. I'll be here watching it along with every single one of you and enjoying the games in the early hours of the morning. Mexico at the World Cup when Ochoa makes his only appearance. Yeah, Ochoa's there. Craig Gordon's there. A couple of 41-year-olds. One of the oldest players in World Cup history. DMT, what would you say is a dark horse for the World Cup? Brazil, maybe? I don't fancy Brazil. I've got to say, I don't fancy Brazil for the World Cup. I think Ancelotti could be a curveball and he might be able to get better out of Brazil. But no, Something tells me that it's going to be more likely. I don't know. I fancy like Norway or something like that. Norway, maybe Japan. Japan are a very organised team. Couple of really talented players in there. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw those do well. LJ, take it easy, mate. Red Rebellion. What are we saying? Shell, good to see you. Morgan Whittaker with the first chance. Struck wide. It's going to be a corner. Is it? No throwing. Jimmy, last time we see you this season tomorrow, Kia, are you coming on for the World Cup? No, I just said earlier, mate, I'm live for the World Cup as well. Every single game. Matt, a shower only exists every 4 years. He's basically Pennywise. Don't you mean Jeepers Creep? The guy from Jeepers Creepers was one who only comes out every so often, isn't he? I love Japan. They play very good football. Rasta, you know you have one of the best watch-along channels, fam. Keep up the good work, mate. Rasta, you know I love you, mate. What a guy. Appreciate it. Robert, apparently you get up to 200 million for winning the playoffs. You do, yes. Yeah, it's there's an awful lot riding on this game. Not just, you've got to say, not just the Premier League riches that come with it. If Middlesbrough do win and Middlesbrough go up to the Premier League, I think Hull will have a very, very strong case, by the way, that that they have been wronged and that Middlesbrough have benefited as a result of them being wronged. So when Hull take Middlesbrough to court after this game, assuming Boro go up, whatever riches that Boro have acquired from the Premier League, I'll be honest, they may well be stripped and handed to Hull. It's there might be a question mark over whether it's worth going up. Reese, this is where being a man of enforced leisure is a right blessing. I'll be talking to you more than anyone this summer. Good lad. Yes, Reese. Lovely. At least I'll have a bit of company anyway. DMT, what's your thoughts on Slot staying? I personally, mate, I'm delighted. I think it's the right decision. Very much so. He's certainly made mistakes this season, but I think it's the right decision. Stephen, what's your World Cup food? Maybe a dish from countries that play each other. Do you know what? This is the sort of thing that I am getting into, by the way. So I've got a full dossier, and I mean, I could show it to you, but I don't want to spoil the surprise. I've got a full dossier of each country and team at the World Cup, how they play, star player, national dish, capital city, nickname, all that sort of stuff, previous World Cup success. All that stuff, manager, cool stories about the manager and the players, all of that. I'm going to have loads of that during each one. So, and I'm trying to like revise it and learn it so that as people ask questions, I can be like, oh yeah, Uzbekistan, of course. Pfft, we all know the national dish of Uzbekistan is tafskakmanibarkivra. It's an absolutely fantastic dish made of lamb and bread. But I'll say it like I know exactly what I'm talking about. And because you guys have only heard this bit, you'll probably be able to come in and go, he's revised that. He's learned his lines there. Cheaty, you made it with AI, didn't you? You're absolutely joking, mate. Absolutely not. There's an awful lot of effort and research gone into this. AI's useless anyway. Don't trust AI. Do not trust it. Hull look flat, like the build-up's flattened and drained them. So far, it's I can't even say that it's been all Boro. It's not been all Boro. It's not been all Hull, certainly. Boro have had more of the ball. Boro have got a corner now. I do feel like if there's a goal going to come, it's probably going to be a Boro goal, and I worry for Hull. If Boro score first, I really, really worry for Hull. There's some limbs in that Boro end. Ball whipped in, flicked on, far post. Keeper was nowhere. And it's come back over to the left-hand side. Boro back in the box. Stood up. Big chance. Oh! Massive moment for Strelec. He was under the crossbar. Heads it over the bar. Yeah, please don't quote Partridge to me while we're mid-stream at the World Cup. I'll lose my head. Mr. Al-Shamari, yes, key lad, hope you're doing well. My dream World Cup draw is USA, Iran, Russia and North Korea. Are you just after trying to make a full-on world war? You're a bit of a sadist on the sly, aren't you, mate? Neil, my genuine belief for the World Cup winner is Spain. They'll do it again, are on a good run of form. My dark horse is Scotland, who make the last 16. Scotland could go far, yes. I'd go with that. Especially with that song. Scott McTominay, Ballon d'Or. Down, 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 down. Yeah, there's some good music coming out of the World Cup. Real Madrid best key, seriously, Areola is the right man for Liverpool. No, mate, we need a much better goalkeeper than Areola. Much better goalkeeper. He's no good. He can't even get into the West Ham side. Rasta, okay, where is the Arsenal jersey that's supposed to be hanging up behind you, fam, honestly? Well, I'm changing them all for international jerseys for the World Cup. So, yeah, it's pointless putting an Arsenal one up there. I might shift one up for maybe the Community Shield or something. The Spain one is beautiful. Yeah, fantastic kit, isn't it? Well, so far, it's all Boro. Look at that. Touches in the opposition box. Hull 0, Middlesbrough 7. That should tell you everything you need to know about this game so far. 20 minutes in. There's only been 7 touches in the opposition box. And that's not great. That tells you the kind of game we've had so far. But they're all Middlesbroughs. Middlesbrough, I wouldn't go as far as saying they've battered Hull. It's not been a great game. Looks like it's a hot day as well at Wembley. Like it may be a lot of players feeling the heat. Tiago, love your videos. Cheers, Tiago. Neil, please can you do the League 2 playoff final on Monday? I am indeed, mate. Yeah, it's already... Is it not scheduled yet? Is it? No. It's not scheduled yet, but we will be live on Monday for Notts County v Salford, 3 p.m. Bank holiday Monday. I'll be live at 2:45 for that one. Stephen Morton, do you think Hull will be successful with their appeal? I do. Yeah, I think they've got a great chance. How much they get awarded, I guess, is another matter altogether. But I think they'll get a fair bit. Yeah, they'll definitely get a fair bit. You can't... Middlesbrough shouldn't really be in this playoff. Every Middlesbrough fan I have spoken to, every single one has said they're delighted that they've got this opportunity, but they understand that Hull should be automatically promoted. Their biggest gripe was that Southampton shouldn't be. Yeah, that was their biggest gripe. Southampton should not be in the playoff final. Not necessarily that they should be, I think. Swifty, I'll be in block 239, drunk and very hot. Oh, are you going? Fantastic. Oh, well, we'll be watching, mate. Enjoy. Ooh, unlucky. Neil, as Drogba would say, it's an effing disgrace. Good clearance away from Ayling. Hull now starting to get a little bit more of the ball. Actually finally getting the ball on the pitch and passing it around. It's been an awful lot of second balls and long balls from Hull. Stood up to the far post. Header. Oh, tipped over the bar. And it's a corner to Hull. There you go. First chance. First chance. Bryn tips it over. Sol Bryn with a tip. Needed to be made. But wonderful play down the left-hand side. I think it was Balumi. And very, very close to just dropping in under the crossbar there. Tipped over by Bryn. Corner to Hull. Sky says up the Boro. Boro fans, what do you think? What do you think of the news that Hull are going to be targeting legal action no matter what happens today? Hull, edge of the box. Got to hit it. Terrible. Terrible. Darcy, how do you think Liverpool's summer will go? We need lots and lots of players, mate. That's the long and short of it is we need lots of players. And speaking of water breaks and cooling breaks, we've got one. We've got one already. It's a water break. 25 minutes in, I think they've recognised the heat very much needs a break. Sky, we still going to beat you either way. I'm a Liverpool fan, mate, just to be clear. I'm not a Hull fan or a Southampton fan. I am a Liverpool fan. I am watching because I love football. That's what we do on this channel together. We watch football together every day. Reese, is the appeal process from Hull supposed to be financial or Boro could win? No, I think it's just financial. I don't think they can correct the outcome of the playoff final. Whatever happens today, whatever happens today will stand, but Hull will seek financial recompense from Middlesbrough if Boro go up. That has been confirmed by the Hull City chairman today. So I do wonder whether or not that means whatever Boro benefit from this playoff final, they'll go up, they'll get the Premier League riches, but they might have to give most of them back. Darcy, why will Hull take legal action? Because they shouldn't, their argument is that they shouldn't have to play this game. They shouldn't have to play this game. Southampton were the team they were supposed to play in this game. Southampton beat Middlesbrough in the playoff semi-finals, and Southampton were found guilty of wrongdoing. They were found guilty of spying. Southampton were thrown out of the final, and Hull's argument is, well, we should be automatically promoted then. Why are you now throwing Middlesbrough back into the mix? Middlesbrough were beaten. JMWS, the only reason this game's being played is to keep the FA happy using Wembley. That's my thoughts as well. It's a money-spinning game, isn't it? There's sponsors. There are, huge amounts of money to be made from tickets and all sorts of stuff at Wembley for this day. And if you cancel the game, you lose all that money, even if it's the right thing to do. Mercury, so Boro win, Hull to go legal. They promote Hull, and Spurs also get relegated, regardless of tomorrow's matches. Josh, do you agree in playoffs? Do I agree in what? Yasin, who do you think wins the World Cup? Personally, I think Spain. Who do you think? So essentially, if Hull win today, Hull piss the championship next year, perhaps the year after by the time it's legally tied up. Possibly. Yeah, I think they'll probably... Do you know what? It'll probably drag on that long that there'll be some sort of out-of-court settlement, but Hull will benefit massively from it, and I would argue that if Middlesbrough... Hull's argument will be in court, won't it? Listen, we should have just gone up. EFL have robbed us of the opportunity to go up to the Premier League. We're missing out on all that money. So, therefore, we should get the slice of money that Middlesbrough have got from going up to the Premier League. That will then make it much harder for Middlesbrough to survive, which means it almost certainly guarantees Middlesbrough go down next year in the Prem if they come up. And it almost certainly guarantees that Hull go up next year because they'll have massive money to spend in the Championship. That, I think, is their logic. City of Northfield, you don't have Super Chats turned on. No Super Chats, mate. The channel's not monetized. No, channel's not monetized. We need to get to the point where the channel is monetized, where you can do that again. So that means 1,000 subscribers, and it means 4,000 watch hours. So we're starting again completely from fresh. No monetization at all. So yeah, that might be during the World Cup. At some point during the World Cup, that might happen, in theory. Josh is in team 6-3, getting to play to go up. Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that's the right thing to do. Yeah, of course. Greg, have you seen this about the Southampton fan who's kept his ticket and has gone to watch the match anyway? No, I wasn't aware he was able to do that, because he'd have bought him from Southampton, right? I'm not sure that could happen, could it? Because they rescinded and refunded all tickets. Then again, I don't know. Maybe he's still gone anyway. Mike, the quality's poor so far. Yeah, I mean, it could be the heat. It could be the heat. It could be the fact that there's... It is a very, very warm day there. And it does make a difference on a pitch as big as Wembley as well. They've had a 20-minute cooling break. Oh, sorry, they've had a cooling break at 20 minutes. They'll probably have another one in the second half as well. Cheers, Neil. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate that. I think that, to be honest, that is all I can ask of you guys is that you keep turning up. Share if you can. Like, comment, all that stuff will get us back to where we were a whole lot faster. But I really appreciate everyone in the chat. You know that. Chimey says, Key, is it odd that Boro came up when Carrick is managing United at the same time? I'm no conspiracy theorist, but football storylines are increasing. Or maybe it's just me. Yeah, I think it's just you on that one. I don't think that's a massive storyline, is it? Like Michael Carrick facing his old club. It's not really a massive storyline. It's not one that I think they would rejig the entire playoffs to make happen anyway. Up the butter, says Lack Armin, and Josh, I think they're wrong. I think a team with 71 points go up and a team with 83 points not. Listen, I get it, but that's it makes the whole competition a lot more exciting, doesn't it? Mercury, since this channel isn't monetized yet, do you have a means for people to donate rather than just a simple super chat? I do, mate. Yeah, but please don't feel obliged to do so. There's a buy me a coffee link in the channel bio. If you so wish to, it's there. You can absolutely do it. But I don't expect it. You know that. I really appreciate everyone in the chat as much for just being here and chatting. But it's there if you want to. Okay, what are you thinking about the halftime show that they're planning to do for the World Cup? Oh, it's a nightmare. It's the Americanization of soccer ball. Josh, what do you think of Carrick at United? I don't think he'll be a great appointment, I'll be honest. I think he'll be gone in 12 to 18 months. Reece says, for God's sake, the heat is making this like over 70s Zimmer frame walking footy. I'm surprised no... Well, Hayden Hackney's on the bench, isn't he? Tommy Conway couldn't make the game. But Hayden Hackney's on the bench, I think. Josh, what do you think of Arne Slot? Love him. Really, really love him. Definitely made mistakes, but I love him to bits. I want to see him stay and turn things around next season. Greg, what's your view on the 6 playoff spots for next season? That's an interesting thing for next year, isn't it? Yeah. I do wonder how many teams we might see invest heavier, maybe, because of the fact that there's an extra 2 playoff spots next year. And a few teams that are maybe lower down in the championship and maybe mid, they may gamble. They may rethink their entire business plan and go, do you know what? There's an extra 2 spots for Premier League. And if we can really have a go at it, why don't we do it? This is maybe our one chance. We've got a bit of extra money that we normally wouldn't have used because we don't think we can get 6th. But I think if we throw this money at it, we can certainly get 8th. And I think there's a few teams that might think that, next season. We might see a lot more investment in the Championship in player spend and all that. I'd be interested to see that next year. See if that theory holds up. We can have a look at what the total expenditure for Championship clubs last year and the year before. And let's have a look at it next year. And we'll see if I'm right on that one. Because I think I'm going to be right on that one. I'm not right on a lot, but I'm right on that one. Josh Hackney was injured. Yep, he was out injured, yep. Been out injured a while, but he's back on the bench tonight. Egbert says, Key, can you be live for 2+ games at the same time, Liverpool and Tottenham? No. Well, I can't, but we are going to have... There's multi-view, right? So I can watch both games at the same time. But I'm not just going to be watching Tottenham. I'm going to be keeping an eye on West Ham. I'm going to be keeping an eye on all of the final day games. So Liverpool v Brentford is what I'm watching because I'm a Liverpool fan. But we'll be watching all of them. We'll be watching all the other games. Any goals that go in, it's going to cut straight to it. So, yeah, it's a final day watch-along tomorrow. But before that, we've got the League One playoff final first. We've got Stockport County against Bolton Wanderers tomorrow. League One playoff final. See if Stockport or Bolton can get in the Championship. Stephen, what's your tip on staying awake at the World Cup? Have you ever worked nights? If you've never worked a night shift, you have to spend about 2 to 3 weeks before your first night shift. You have to spend 2 to 3 weeks getting your sleep right. And that means staying up later and later and later and later and going to bed in the early hours of the morning. But setting your alarm, not just getting up when you feel like it, setting your alarm so that you get up and still feel a little bit tired so that you can stay up later and later and later and your circadian rhythm will adapt. Neil Jagger, what are your opinions on Romero watching his boyhood club rather than Spurs? I believe it's a good thing to do as it is where his heart is, and that's what matters. I mean, I think he knows he's not going to be at Spurs in the summer anyway. He's the club captain. It's a bit of a bad look, isn't it? It's not a great look. I don't know if people have heard this, by the way. Christian Romero. He's risking the ire of Spurs fans, isn't he? Spurs fans have... Spurs have a huge game tomorrow. They've got to get a point against Everton. The club captain, Christian Romero, is not going to be at the game. He has flown to Argentina. He's not fit anyway. He can't play. But he's flown to Argentina to watch his former club play River Plate in a big end-of-season game out in Argentina. So, it's a questionable decision that the club captain, is not going to be in the stands watching it. Josh, is it realistic that Ipswich finish 17th to 15th? Because if we make the correct signings, I think we can. Yeah, of course. Yeah, listen, certainly. Absolutely certainly they can. Definitely. City of North Hill, the shortcut for fixing sleep schedule is to pull one all-nighter, stay up all day the next day, then finally let yourself sleep at night. Boom. Sleeping at night, waking in day now. Yeah. Oh, great chance. Hull are in. Oh, Sol Bryn comes out and clears it away. First real chance of the game, that one. First real half chance, I guess. Hull were playing clean through. Excellent effort. Good ball. And Sol Bryn was quick off his line. Excellent play by Hull. He's offside. Hey, how's it going, Foxy? Lovely to see you. Sorry, I've just realised we've not reappointed, have we? Apologies. Where's Sarah gone? Is Sarah still in? Not seen Sarah for a while. Let me see if she's still in the chat. Oh, there you go. Add as moderator. Perfect. Okay. Right. We've got mod powers back in play. This charming Dan, I doubt Hull will have much of a case against Boro. Boro were the wronged party in Spygate, and as a consequence, took Saints' place in the final. If Hull want to sue anyone, surely it would be the EFL. I think if the argument is that the punishment only was doled out after the Hull versus Southampton game, then the punishment can't be retrospectively applied. Can't retrospectively apply it to Southampton now. Surely it gets applied for the point of the decision, which the point in the decision is you're going to get thrown out the playoff final. Listen, let's be dead honest. The only reason that this game is taking place is because they want a playoff final. There has to be a playoff final. It's money. That's all it is. It's boiled down to money. The fair thing would have been that Hull just go up. Yes, welcome to Meme Land. How's it going? Neil Jagger, do we have a Welsh Wing halftime quiz? I don't know. I've not seen him here, so maybe not. I'm not sure. Yeah, you have been added. Let me see if I can just make sure it's set now. Yeah, well, I think so, Sarah. You should. I've just done it. So, yeah, you and 3-star are definitely. I think I've only just done it, but yeah, you are now. They won't be able to sue successfully. They signed the broadcasting contracts, and the EFL would be sued if they didn't hold the final. Both parties agreed to have a final when selling to the broadcasters. I know, but then the broadcasters could sue the EFL. It's all very messy. I think it makes an awful lot of sense to everyone involved if Hull City win this game. That's the fairest thing. If Boro win this game, the solicitors are going to be delighted. Solicitors will make an absolute fortune. Yeah, better try. That wasn't it, Jellyfish? Much better try. Good effort from Hull just outside the area. Curled quite a bit wide in the end, but it wasn't a bad chance for him to actually have a shot on target. Josh says football only cares about and wants money. Love for football is dying. Sad, but I think certainly when it comes to owners, yeah, owners see it as a vehicle for sports washing and a bit of money. Foxy, maybe a case where if Boro get promoted, the money for winning a playoff final should be split between the two sides. Let's just hope Hull wins. Yes, it's all done there now, Sarah. I think you can see. You've got the blue shield. Here's Middlesbrough. Stood up. Fabulous ball. Oh, excellent from the keeper. Keeper pushed it away. Great play, that. This charming Dan, it's definitely about money. There's no chance the EFL were ever going to promote Hull without playing the final, even if that would have been right. It's a complete mess. It's sad, isn't it? Yeah, very sad. Vinci, I just want Boro to come up for Bob Mortimer. See, I love Bob Mortimer. Bob Mortimer is one of my favourite comedians of all time. Love him to bits. Love Train Guy as well. Don't know if you've ever seen Bob Mortimer's Train Guy. Luke says we've got the bragging rights now. I can sit here and say I told you so. Of course you can. To be honest, you could have said that a long while ago. You've had the bragging rights for a while. I think everyone's known Arsenal were going to win it. Excellent play from Hull again. Through the midfield and out to the far side, is it? No. Excellent play. Wonderful play. Here's Ollie McBurney. Pete, in a way, I hope Hull lose. The EFL will cack their pants. I think the EFL will just immediately try and sort something out. They'll try and get a settlement or something that just appeases everyone, because it's so bad. It is so, so bad if we end up in a position where Hull are not promoted and are suing maybe the EFL, maybe Middlesbrough. You know, it's just it's such a mess. Should be a good second half. It's been much better in the last 5-10 minutes. Oh, off the bar! Ollie McBurney, big claim for the penalty. I tell you what, there's a big claim for the penalty from Ollie McBurney there. I don't know if it's from being being dragged down or if it's handball. I think there's a claim for him being dragged down, I'll be honest. Oh, I don't know, actually. Either way, Ollie McBurney hits the bar for Hull. It's a bit of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. He's screaming for it. He says our ball, not handball. I think he wants a corner. He's not going to get a corner, though. But a big chance for Hull right on half-time. It hit Malander and just bounced onto the crossbar and behind. Very close to 1-0. Chimey Key, did you start a new channel just to dodge the Arsenal fans on your main channel? No. Nothing like that, mate. Nothing quite as insidious as that. I quite like the Arsenal fans. It's all good fun. He was grabbing his shirt a bit there, yeah. I don't think it was maybe enough for a penalty. But yeah. In terms of the new channel anyway, we're all going to be focused on the World Cup here anyway. Middlesbrough, far side. What a ball that is. Excellent defending from Hull. And cleared away. 2 minutes to half-time. Ollie McBurney's got the ball. Can I have a check for that referee? I said it for you, Key. Do you know what? God love me mum and dad. My mum and dad went to Blackpool this weekend. They've gone to Blackpool and they've come back this morning. And they popped round and brought a shirt that they got made for me in Blackpool. And it says, can I have a VAR check on that, please, sir? Can we get a VAR check on that, please, sir? Nice gesture. I might word it. I might word it for the Champions League final. Can we get a VAR check on that, please, sir? Here we go. Long throw into the box from Hull. Flicked on by McBurney. Edge of the box. Bryn, easy take that one. 30 seconds to half time. Jellyfish, let's see it, Key. I've put it in the wash, mate. You know, I never wear t-shirts. It's a thing I've got. I'd never ever wear t-shirts that have just been made. Because they've still got the dyes in and stuff like that. You can get all sorts from them. It's much better to have get them washed first. Mercury, as a member of the American Outlaws, I wish I'd be able to be live for a match, but the ticket prices are damn criminal. And Jared Gillett is the worst ref in the country, by the way. Why? Why don't you like Jared Gillett? He's a Liverpool fan. Red Rebellion, I don't watch international football, but I'll be here now and then to support the channel. Good man. Top fella. Ian, you've got no idea what it's like working with an Arsenal fan at this moment in time. Sorry, Ian, do you want to try that again? I work with thousands of the bastards. They come in and say it to my face. I think I've got it about as bad as anyone when it comes to working with Arsenal fans. Do you think England have a chance at the World Cup? Personally, no, but it's half time anyway. First time, half time. Half time. Right. Well, Welshwing's not shown up. I don't know if he's probably sat around on the other channel, like looking at his watch and going, he's late for this game, isn't he? He's very late for this game. So, let me see if I can pull something out of our back pocket. Okay, right. So this one's one that we've done before. Let's get quizzical. Here we go. I've got the halftime quiz. Let me just change the headline to the Right, here we go. There's your halftime quiz. A to Z of players with the most Champions League penalties. A to Z of players with the most Champions League penalties scored. Starting with the letter A. Starting with the letter A, can you tell me the player with the most goals in Champions League history from the penalty spot? Surname starting with the letter A. Let's go through it. A to Z. Not Aubameyang. No, it's not Aubameyang. Rooney, Kane. I'll give you Harry Kane. Harry Kane is right for K. Rooney is not right for R. Alvarez, no. V for Van Nistelrooy is right. Yes, Ruud Van Nistelrooy is V. A is Aguero. Well done. What about B? Let's get on to B. Connor. Yes, love you, Connor. Z for Zidane. Yes, Zinedine Zidane is Z. Z. Josh says R for Ronaldo. Yes, thank you. Ronaldo is R. Cheers, Pete. She supports Wednesday. Cheers, man. L for Lampard, you say? No, not L for Lampard. Not L for Lampard. R for Ronaldo you've got. H for Haaland. Yes, Erling Haaland is H. The highest scoring Champions League penalty goal scorer with surname starting H. X is Xavi, yes. Xavi for X. H for Henry, no. H is Haaland. B, Berbatov, no. Saka for S, no, it's not Saka. It's not Balotelli for B. L for Lewandowski, yes. Lewandowski is L. Z is not Zola, Z is Zinedine Zidane. We can go through it A to Z properly. So we're on B. I need B. Start thinking of Champions League penalty goal scorers with the surname starting B. The reason we're doing Champions League is obviously we're in the build-up to the Champions League final. I thought we'd do a Champions League themed one. It's not Schweinsteiger for S, no. It's not Boxic for B. N for Neymar. Well done, Josh. Yes, Neymar is right. B is Benzema. Yes. M is Messi. Correct. There you go. We're rattling them off now. What about C? Can you tell me the highest Champions League penalty goal scorer, surname starting with the letter C? Curly. Benzema is B. Aguero is A. Benzema is B. H is Haaland. K is Kane. L is Lewandowski. M is Messi. N is Neymar. R is Ronaldo. V Van Nistelrooy. X is Xavi. And Z is Zidane. J for Jorginho. Yes, Jorginho is right for J. S for Suarez. No, not Suarez. C isn't Cantona. It's not Cavani. It's not Carvajal. F for Figo. Well done. Yeah, Luis Figo is F. Good lad, Adam. E for Eto, correct. E for Eto is right. Q is charisma. Well done, Ian. There you go. D for Drogba, not Drogba. P for Pirlo, yes. P for Pirlo is right. We've already got Ronaldo. So far, we've got Aguero, Benzema, Eto, Figo, Haaland, Jorginho, Kane, Lewandowski, Messi, Neymar, Pirlo, Quaresma, Ronaldo, Van Nistelrooy, Xavi and Zidane. F is not Forlan, it's Figo. I need C and D off you. I also need G for Gerrard. There you go. Gerrard is G. C, D and I are the next three worth looking at. I is not Inzaghi. It's not Coutinho for C. It's not Chicharito for C. Yes, sir, that's right. Yes, S is Salah. S is Mo Salah. D for Deco. No, it's not Deco. G is not Griezmann, it's Gerrard. Del Piero, Andy. Well done. Del Piero is D. Not Deschamps. Çalhanoğlu, Josh. Well done. Hakan Çalhanoğlu of Inter Milan is the highest Champions League goal scoring C. So now we're on to I. Can you name me the I? Highest scoring Champions League penalty taker, I. K for Kaká. No, it's Kane. It's Kane. Van Nistelrooy we've got. Ibrahimovic, Josh. Well done. Ibrahimovic is I. Now we're on to O. Can you tell me the highest scoring Champions League penalty taker? Surname starting O. Not Inzaghi, not Isco. Some good guesses though. It's not Kroos. No, it's Harry Kane for K. We still need O, T, U and W. O and Y as well. O is not Osimhen. No, it's not Osimhen. It's not Overmars. Alright, Beanie, how's it going? It's not Octay. The highest scoring Champions League penalty taking O. Not Michael Owen. Again, good answer, but no. Not Oscar. Oliveira, no idea which one. Any of them. Any of the above. No. Not Sonny Elise. Or Sunday Elise, wasn't it? Not Oscar. It's not Thierry Henry. No, Haaland has got more penalties in the Champions League than Thierry Henry. O is a player who played for Arsenal. That might give you a little bit of a clue. Trezeguet for T. No, it's not Trezeguet for T. Keep them guessing. Werner, yes. Timo Werner is the highest scoring penalty taker. Surname starting W. Ozil. Well done, JWS. It's Ozil. Sorry, JMWS. Ozil is the highest scoring penalty taker. Surname starting O. What about T? T and U. T, U and Y. They're the only three that's left. T, U and Y. And then I'll run through all of them again with you. Highest scoring Champions League. Highest scoring Champions League penalty takers. A to Z. And we have, so far, we've got T, U and Y left to guess. Not Tadic, but Umtiti is right. Believe it or not, Samuel Umtiti has scored a penalty in the Champions League. Luca Toni, no, not Tony. Totti, there you go. Francesco Totti is the highest scoring for T. Y. Y is the only one left, and it's not Yeda, it's not Yoshida. We've only got Y left. Y. Y. Not Yuri, not Dwight York. No. Yamal. There you go. Lamine Yamal scored a penalty against Newcastle earlier this season in the Champions League. Has scored a few penalties in his time. But there you go. That is the A to Z of Champions League penalty takers. A is Aguero. B is Karim Benzema. C is Çalhanoğlu. D, Del Piero, one of my favourite players. E, Samuel Eto'o. F, Luis Figo. G, Steven Gerrard. H, Erling Haaland. I, Ibrahimovic. J, Jorginho. K, Harry Kane. L, Lewandowski. M is Lionel Messi. N is Neymar. O is Ozil. P is Pirlo. Q, Ricardo Quaresma, who had that short spell at Chelsea. Cristiano Ronaldo is R. S is the departing Mo Salah, although I'm sure he'll be playing in the Champions League next season. T is Francesco Totti. U is Umtiti. V for Van Nistelrooy. W for Timo Werner. Spurs classic. Spurs legend Timo Werner. X is Xavi. Y is Lamine Yamal, who I'm sure will get plenty more in his time. And Z is the all-timer, Zinedine Zidane. There you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Right, let's change the... Right, perfect. Shay, new channel. Yes, mate, new channel. New channel, and we'll be on this new channel for the entirety of the World Cup, mate. I was hoping we'd get a better game today, because it might have been actually a little bit better to watch and maybe a little bit better for us to enjoy. He's avoiding Arsenal fans. To be fair, there's a big banner, or there's going to be a big banner anyway on Premier League Dad that says, I am now over here. So if anyone does land on Premier League Dad, they'll come across to the Matchday Tavern. So I'm certainly not trying to escape anything. Sarah, the Prem tomorrow, here or the other channel. All games here now, Sarah. All games. They're always going to be here. Nothing else for the next 3 months at least on Premier League Dad. Zero. Nothing else at all. Everything's going to be over here. Jimmy, any thoughts on Trossard leaving in the summer? I think he's a big miss. He will be a big miss, won't he? Very, very big miss for Arsenal. Good player. Yeah. It's been a big signing for them. And it's that sort of signing, by the way, that wins you league titles. It's that sort of signing that Arsenal fans will quietly be able to say to you, oh yeah, it's about time we're gonna sell Trossard and we're gonna upgrade. It's exactly those signings that win you league titles. And I think Arsenal's biggest challenge this summer is going to be hanging on to players. It's not going to be the new signings that they make, and I'm sure they will make new signings, but there will be players that leave that Arsenal fans don't want to leave. I guarantee you that. There'll be players that leave that have made a big contribution to this season that will leave. And that's why, by the way, that is absolutely why it's so hard for teams to retain Premier League titles. It's always teams win it once and then they never follow it up with a second title back to back. It's so difficult. The number of teams that have done it and retained it is minuscule. Yeah, minuscule. Speedy, are you live? I am, mate. Yeah, I'm live over at the other place. You can go and search me up, Matchday Tavern. Rob, so is the other channel completely dead forever? No, not completely dead forever, but certainly for the next 3 months. Yeah, nothing's happening over there for the next 3 months. Everything here. Everything. Shay, why have you changed the Premier League, Dad? It would do him well. Questionable. Questionable, yeah. So the new channel is where it's at for the time being. It means starting from scratch, but it's okay. It's all good. It's the best thing. It's the absolute best thing to do. So we're going to be over here for the foreseeable future, and the old Premier League dad still is there, but it's nothing's going to be happening on there till at least after the World Cup. Jimmy, any examples of players you think will want to go? Well, think about players that have maybe been on the fringes of Arsenal's success this season, who haven't started maybe as many games as they'd like to. Those players, I think, the World Cup, and this is what agents do, by the way. There's plenty of footballers who get, knocks on the door from rival clubs and agents saying, hey, listen, you sat on the bench with Arsenal. You're better than that. Why don't you come and play for us? You'll start for us. Why don't you come and play regular football over here? You're too good to be sat on the bench for Arsenal. And it gets in players' heads. And I'm telling you, categorically, it's happened to every Premier League title winner I can remember. They'll go. There will be some players who leave who you didn't want to leave. Now, there's talk about Ben White going. I think Lewis Skelly, Lewis Skelly has not played that much football this season. I think if he doesn't pick him for the Champions League final, it'll be quite telling. If he starts him in the Champions League final, then Zubimendi, I think, might start to question his future. I think if Zubimendi starts, I think Lewis Skelly will look at it and go, right, okay, well, this manager clearly doesn't have massive faith in me. So I think there's a real difficult situation there for Mikel Arteta just boiling. And I'm not sure how it's going to play out. But there'll be those. I think Martinelli's another one. Trossard is another one. Odegaard, for certain, is another one. Odegaard's not played anywhere near as much as he would have liked. And if he was fit, by the way, would he have started? Because obviously he's favoured Eze quite a bit recently. He didn't start Eze an awful lot to begin with. Strike! Oh, big block, and it's gone behind for the corner. Whittaker with the strike. Yeah, Norgard's another one. I don't think Norgard will be a big miss, but Martinelli, Trossard, Havertz, Jesus, these are players that Arsenal, I think there'll just be question marks now. They'll start to think about it. But anyway, we're off and underway, second half. 47 minutes on the clock, corner to Middlesbrough. We've already got a faster start in the second half than we had in the first. George says, Zubimendi's played in over 50 games this season. You're completely wrong about him leaving. No, but he's been dropped at the end of the season for Lewis Skelly, hasn't he? My point is, Lewis Skelly, I think, is very much... There was question marks. Before he was put back in the team, there was question marks about Lewis Skelly staying at Arsenal because he wasn't getting any game time. I think he almost certainly gets left out of the World Cup squad for that reason. Time will tell whether Mikel Arteta actually fancies him. He's not played him anywhere near as much this season. And that's a big problem for Lewis Skelly. Especially if he starts him in the Champions League final. Header! Oh, roof of the net from Boro. Oof. Rob says must be really warm at Wembley. The Hull fans in the sun haven't come out after half-time yet. Celtic have walked away with the Scottish Cup final, winning 3-0. They've battered them. Josh, Loki, Arsenal and Spurs both going to be raided. Spurs might be. Yeah, quite a few Spurs players I think could be. City of Northville, so long as they retain shockwaves 2 in a row is nailed on. Great tackle from Hull. Excellent tackle, that. Wonderful stuff. Brilliant football. I don't even know. How's it going, mate? Lovely to see you. 49 minutes on the clock. Luke Ayling has just been slammed to the floor there by the tackle. Josh says, as in Arsenal's bench, is going to get looted. Yeah, quite a few players I do think will move on. TTT up the Tigers. Well, the Tigers so far, mate, it's not been a vintage performance for them. Certainly not been a vintage performance, has it? But that said, it's still 0-0. Both teams very much in with a chance. McBurney hitting the crossbar in the first half, but it's been a pretty dreadful game so far. But yeah, Slater flying into tackles. I don't even know, says, very good. How about you, Key? I'm very good, mate. Yeah, really good. Looking forward to seeing how this one plays out. 50 minutes in, it's not been a fantastic game of football. It's not been one for the purists. But I think that's sometimes because there's so much riding on it. When you've got a game like that where there is just so much riding on it, it becomes really tense and difficult to predict. Hull with the ball in. Oh, hey, nearly a bit of a Ronaldinho there at the World Cup in 2002. Swung in from the left-hand side by Giles. And it looked for a moment there like it might just loop in and catch the far post. The keeper was a bit uncertain of it at the end. City of Northville can't imagine City retaining all their gems either. Haaland and Rodri, bare minimum at risk. Jay Perks, are you going to give Arsenal some credit? I think you've missed an awful lot of me giving Arsenal credit, mate, for what it's worth. I don't even know. I'm all Hull today because Boro shouldn't be here. That's kind of my thoughts as well. Yeah. Get comfy for pens, mate. Yeah, lock in. We could be on for penalties, extra time and pens. Header. Oh, unlucky. It's going to go out to Miller on the left-hand side. Can he keep it in? Yeah. No, I think it's going to go out, actually. Jay Perks, only just joined the live, to be fair, but plenty of videos of you hating, slagging us off. No, it's only hating, mate, if you're a 12-year-old girl and you're a bit dramatic. It's not hating. Just to say that I don't want Arsenal to win the league. That's not hatred. It's only hatred, like I say, if you're a bit dramatic. But it's not hatred. Alright, Dave, how's it going, fella? Good to see you. DU7 even, what's happened to the YouTube channel? Nothing, mate. It's still there. It's still there, but we're just streaming on a brand new channel. So I've set up a brand new channel, the Matchday Tavern. We're going to be live on there for every game over the next few months, certainly. Definitely for the World Cup. I'm doing 81 fixtures at the World Cup. Hopefully you'll join me for some of them. I don't expect you'll be live for all of them. But yeah, I'm doing every single World Cup game. Nice chat last night, mate. Cheers, man. Yeah, same to you. Good chatting to you. Nice fella, Scouse, isn't he? Wong says, bro was celebrating City equalisers v Everton like Liverpool won the Champions League. And for what? Yeah, because we got in the Champions League. I mean, you could argue the same for you guys. Listen, football's about the journey. It's not about the destination, mate. It's about the journey. If it only matters at the end of the season when you win something, then what's the point? You've got to enjoy the journey. Just like life. Forget the destination. It's about the journey. It's about how you get there. Jellyfish, what match are you doing tomorrow? Doing 2 games tomorrow, mate. 2 games. So we're doing Stockport Bolton Wanderers League 1 playoff final. Hopefully that'll be a bit more lively than this one's been so far. And then we're doing the final day of the Premier League, which kicks off at 4 o'clock. I'm going to be live at 3:30. Liverpool v Brentford is the game that I'm going to be covering. But we'll be doing Spurs, Everton and West Ham Leeds and Brighton and Man United and Sunderland, Chelsea and all the other games that's going on the final day. We'll keep an eye on all of them. Dave, like watching paint dry this game. It's not been brilliant, has it? It's not been brilliant, but it's I think such an important game. Wonks, you picked me up wrong, pal. You celebrated Doku goal thinking Arsenal wouldn't win. Well, no, I didn't think Arsenal wouldn't win. That's not true. I always said Arsenal would win. I was just enjoying the opportunity that there might be a slim chance. But yeah, no, it's been clear that Arsenal would win for months. Yep, all the games. Just be keeping an eye on all the games. That's the plan. So we'll see. We'll see exactly how it pans out. But there's a lot of permutations that could happen on the final day. You know, Brentford need to get a result at Anfield. They need to hope that Chelsea get beat or draw at Stamford Bridge. At the Stadium of Light. Middlesbrough in. Great defending. Strelec very nearly in there for 1-0. Wonks, I have receipts. Loads too. Mate, they're all on the channel, mate. You don't need to keep receipts. I mean, it's lovely for you. You're obviously very, very passionate about storing receipts. That's, you know, wonderful. But there's they're all there, mate. They're all on YouTube. There's nothing I've said that I've not owned. Good ball in, unlucky. Good defending. Boro just about keep it in as well. This channel will hit its peak during Egypt v Iran. After that, what's the point? Yeah, we've reached the absolute pinnacle when it's Egypt v Iran, haven't we? I don't even know. Says someone called the Arsenal celebrations on Tuesday night weird because we won it because of City drawing. I also saw someone say Grimsby's pitch evasion against United was uncalled for. Do you know what, mate? I think for me, I was glad. I was much happier that we would see Arsenal win the league when somebody else doesn't pick up enough points or whatever. Because then they don't really get to celebrate it. It's not the same. It's much better when you win the league having won a game that you needed to win rather than winning it and you're kind of in some... They celebrated at a training ground or whatever, wherever they was. They were all in sliders. So, you know, it's not quite the same. It's not quite the same. It's much more bearable anyway. Much more tolerable. It'd have been much harder to watch if it had gone all the way to the final day and they beat Palace and won it by beating Palace. Then it would have been harder. But like I said, it doesn't matter anyway. It's all good. They've won it. They deserve to win it. There's no question they deserve to win it. That's been the case since before Christmas, to be honest. So yeah, they deserve to win it. There's no doubt. Shahid says, come on, Boro or Hull, score and make this a better match. Neil says, the one thing I wish we had in the UK, they have in America, is Urcon. It'd be a lifesaver this time of year. You can get Urcon units quite cheap, mate. They're definitely worth getting. Definitely worth getting one anyway. Even if it's just one of them ones that you kind of like just plug in, turn on, you know, put a pipe outside the window and just let it kind of blow cold air into the room. It certainly heats up your electric, though. Josh, in my opinion, Championship defenders are amazing, but all attacks are lacklustre. To be honest, neither of these teams, Middlesbrough have become hyper-organised under Kim Hellberg. Hull have been a bit of a mixed bag this season. They finished the season so poorly. Like, they won one game in their final, like, 8 or 9 games to somehow scrape into the playoffs. And that was against Norwich on the final day. Mr. Al-Shamari, this weather lad, don't understand how the sun changes everyone's mood. I've not stopped smiling all day. It's brilliant, isn't it? It does certainly help change your mood. If you're feeling down and, you know, a bit flat, go for a walk in the sunshine. Definitely makes you feel better. Chris, I have to ask, if you were the manager of Arsenal, what signings would you make to make them better? Well, it's difficult, mate, because if I was the manager of Arsenal, they would be a lot more attack-minded. I mean, if I was the manager of Arsenal, then something really has gone wrong, hasn't it? But, yeah, they'd be a lot more attack-minded than they are. And, yeah, Mikel Arteta obviously wants very, very different things from his teams than what the rest of us normal football fans want. I don't even know, says I'm in Spain and I have sunburn, so I'm not happy with the sun. Oh, you've got to get yourself creamed up, mate. You've got to get yourself sun creamed up, rather. Got to do that. One of my mates, funnily enough, once we went on a lads' holiday. There was a lad who was honestly thick as mince. He was thick. He was a lovely, lovely lad, but my God, he was dopey. Thick as mince, lovely fella. And he went into a Spanish supermercado and picked up what he thought was suntan lotion. And it said 60 on the bottle. And he was like, yeah, that's fine, get it. He phoned us from the shop. He was like, I've got this thing. What factor do I need? And we was just like, just get whatever the highest is. And he's like, oh, I've got a bottle here. It says 60. Comes back to the hotel. He's got a fucking... He'd lathered himself in it. And it was mayonnaise. And it was 60 calories per spoonful or something. Not factor 60 or factor 50 or whatever it was. It was like 50 or 60 calories per spoonful. He bought himself in mayonnaise. It was fantastic. So he came back even worse. He was like covered in... I was like, mate, you've just literally bought yourself in eggs and walked home. Hull in the area. Strike! Oh, first shot on target. Josh, were you expecting Sunderland and Leeds to stay up? Sunderland, yes. Leeds, no. My prediction at the start of the season was West Ham, Burnley and Leeds to go down. That was my three. I didn't have Wolves going down, and that's on me. But I certainly had Burnley and West Ham. Burnley and West Ham were the two I predicted. Josh, we expect... Oh, sorry. What are we saying? Sorry. Pep bailed before the 100-point deduction. I don't think it's coming, you know. I really don't. I think they'll get away with it. I honestly do. I think they're going to get away with it. Here's Hull City down the left-hand side. Miller. 30 to go. Big 30 to go at Wembley. It's not been a vintage playoff final by any stretch of the imagination. Assassinated Beauty still slot in. Very much so, mate. Yeah, very much so. Daffer, hi Key from Indonesia, United fans. Lots of love, mate. Lots of love to Indonesia. Beautiful part of the world. Sarah, I have East African Armenian in my heritage, so I go a weird olive colour. That's not weird. That's lovely. That's fantastic. I mean, see, I'm kind of... I go red. I go bright red. And then, like, that's just British, innit? It's bright red, and then sort of, if I stick around in it and, like, ease into tan, I'll gradually get, a more olive colour. But it takes a while. Says, for the sake of it, I'd let this go into extra time. Sumik, dude, why do you feel the need to spam the same comment in caps locks, mate? Come on. Don't be a dick. Don't be a bell whiff. There's enough people in the chat. We can have a nice conversation. Don't be a bell end, mate. Come on. Just be sound. Just be a nice human being. Neil, how bad is it to put on expired sun cream asking for a friend? It should be alright. Yeah, I don't think it'll, like... I think, anyway. I'd put expired sun cream on. How expired are we talking? Is it like out of date last week or last month? If so, yeah, I'd chance that. Can't see anything bad happening off that. Nick, Key, what's the yellow shirt behind you? It's Lazio. Yeah, Lazio. Hey, Johnny! When there is a final like this, you don't tend to think the game will be super entertaining. No, it's more that the occasion's big, isn't it? It's never usually great games in a final. It's the same as Villa last week. Obviously, we watched Villa-Freiburg last week. Huge game for both teams. Freiburg never won a thing in 121 years. Aston Villa looking to win their first trophy in 30 years. And it was a walkover, wasn't it? Villa absolutely smashed them. 3-0. Game over. Pretty quickly. Oh, Sumik, I thought you was going to be sound, mate. We'll just move you on. That's a shame. I thought you was going to be a grown-up, Sumik. There you go. That's a shame. Neil, they got it 20 years ago, Key, and it's meant to be green, but it's blue. What, as in expired sun cream? Oh, yeah, definitely don't. 20 years ago? No. Don't be having sun cream that's 20 years old. 3-star, it could have been worse for your mate, Key. Mayo to get a tan, followed by getting battered on the drink later. Well, yeah, that as well also happened. Dante, grown up, says this guy. Go on, why am I not grown up? Go on, educate me. I mean, I don't disagree with you, by the way. I'm not sitting here saying I'm dead mature. But go on, I'd love to hear why I'm childish. Sis says, I'd argue English teams may win the Conference League consecutively for at least the next 3 years. Well, Conference League next year is probably going to be Chelsea at this moment in time, isn't it? Dante, watch any of your videos back. Well, go on, specifically, Dante. Come on, specifically. What's your issue with it, mate? But got the ball on the halfway line, 25 to go. City of Northville, it made me sad that United didn't try harder to get Emery. He's a hell of a manager. He is, he's a very good manager. Yeah, but would he have been the right manager for Man United? I'm not sure. I don't think he's a Man United manager, personally. Assassinated Beauty says, do you think Chelsea would want to take part in that? They'd be better off with no European football. Well, as it stands, they are currently level on points with Brentford. And yes, I think there is a world where Chelsea would maybe prefer to have no European football next year than Conference League. But then again, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how Chelsea approach the game against Sunderland tomorrow. They may decide to throw everything at it, because a point is probably going to be good enough for them. If Chelsea win, they have Europa Conference League football. They may even get Europa League football. Boro in the box, good defending, and it's going to be a corner, is it? Or has Giles managed to get a goal kick there? Nick, both the Europa and Conference Leagues are washed. No teams can compete with English money. I wouldn't be so sure, mate. Wouldn't be so sure. Conference League will be a walk in the park for Chelsea, realistically. Well, they've already won it once. I mean, they won it... Was it last year they won it? It was last year, wasn't it? I'm sure it was. Yeah, it was last year Chelsea won it. They beat Betis in the final, didn't they? What are we saying? City of Northville, I think United need that kind of stability. I'd like to see what he could do now with more resources. I mean, here's a question worth asking then. If Arsenal would have kept the faith with Unai Emery instead of Arteta, do Arsenal fans believe that they would have won more or less than what they've won in the subsequent 7 years? It would have been, right? So if Unai Emery had been manager of Arsenal for the last 7 years, would they have won more than one Premier League and one FA Cup, or less? If Unai Emery had been in charge and been given the £1 billion that Mikel Arteta got, who gets you better? Who gets you more? Stacey Key, what's been your favourite highlight from this season so far? Do you know what? Probably Rio Engamoa against Newcastle. I think that would be the big moment for me. He's the one kind of shining light that's come out of this season. Yeah, Rio Engamoa against Newcastle, I think, was the moment of the season. I loved it. It was brilliant, fantastic for the young man. And, yeah, good. Liked it, enjoyed it. Scooby says, it's a pretty watchable championship match. There are some dull, mistake-ridden, goalless matches, but this isn't one. But there isn't really any chances in this one. I think that's the real problem, to be honest, Scooby. If you look at the match, we've had one shot on target all game. you know, it's not been vintage. Hayden Hackney now coming on for David Strelec, who's Middlesbrough's only centre forward. It's the first substitute for Middlesbrough. Gelhardt came on for Liam Miller just a few minutes ago, and now Hayden Hackney comes on for Strelec. Sis says Unai doesn't necessarily work well with bigger clubs. His success was with Sevilla, Villarreal, Aston Villa. He probably works well under no pressure. And we were under massive pressure back in 2019-20. I mean, I would argue 7 years and a lot of money. Unai Emery is a better manager than Mikel Arteta, isn't he? If you were to ask any 100, let's do it, like Family Fortunes. We asked 100 football fans, totally random football fans, who's a better manager, Unai Emery or Mikel Arteta? Who gets the best out of their resources, Unai Emery or Mikel Arteta? Who plays the best football? Who would you rather be in charge of your team? It would be a resounding Unai Emery. And I think you'd find a very, very small number of fans, even Arsenal fans, to be honest. I think there'd be a lot of Arsenal fans who would acknowledge privately that Unai Emery, given the resources and time and patience that Mikel Arteta was given, I think Unai Emery would have done a whole lot better than one FA Cup and a Premier League in 7 years. Emery for sure, that's it. Yeah, Pete Greenall says Emery, Andy says Emery. That's it. Absolutely agree. Couldn't agree more. CGLFC, Emery all day, every day. Sarah, I think he would have won a lot more. Do you think Hayden Hackney's coming to Forest then? 3-star. Hayden Hackney coming on. Let's see what Forest could be getting next season. Do you think he's a Forest player next year? City of Northville, absolutely. To do what he's done with Villa with so little resources wise and so few transfers, Arteta could never. Yeah, Emery says Sarah and says Shahid as well. Johnny says, do you know a single team, or do you know not a single team in this season in the top flight of English football has scored 6 goals or more in a game? Is that true? I wasn't aware of that. Yep, 18 minutes to go now. ZQXV, Key, who do you think is the luckiest player in the Prem based on getting away with everything? Oh, Gabriel, comfortably. Comfortably. Middlesbrough have got a player down. Kim Hilberg looking a little bit concerned. I don't know who it is who's gone down here. Is it McGree? Looks like it might be McGree. I think it is. Yeah. 17 to go. Big last 17 minutes. Are we going to get a goal in this one? Is there a goal to take one of these teams up to the Premier League? Or are we going to go to extra time and penalties and we're in for the long haul? YZ32, how would you rate Arsenal's season if they win the Champions League? That's a silly question, isn't it, really? It's a very silly question. Stephen, Emery didn't get the chance to build a squad. No, that's very fair. Deggs, name me one Liverpool coach with more league titles. Oh, there's loads. Loads of Liverpool coaches with more league titles than Mikel Arteta. Loads of them. Bob Paisley. Joe Fagan. No? Not interested? Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp's got more league titles than him. Arne Slot has got more league titles than him. Yeah, it's very true. City of Northville, that's how I would like him at United. No matter what dumb recruitment happened, he would get something out of it. $1,000 boiled egg says, it's one of the worst finals in living memory. It's so bad. Have you seen The Miracle of Istanbul yet on Netflix? No, to be honest, mate, I've not watched it yet, and I might not really. I'm not that bothered. I probably won't watch it. It's not really my thing, that. I've seen umpteen documentaries on it over the years, and I probably won't really watch it. It's not really my thing. Well, we've got changes afoot again. Giles going off. And it's Hirakawa coming on. And I think Hansen's come on for McGree, who was injured, by the way. But yeah, Hirakawa's come on for Giles. And Bellumi, who's had very, very little effect today, has gone off. And Cody Drame has come on. Maxine Key watching the Championship playoff final. I am indeed, yeah. And yes, Sarah, this is the only game that I'm watching today. There was no others really that I looked at and thought, that'll be a cracking game to watch. There wasn't too many today, options-wise. Straight through to the goalkeeper. Yeah, so after Hull City and Boro, you've got, Real Madrid against Bilbao in La Liga, final game. Valencia v Barcelona in La Liga, that's the final game. Betis as well. Betis are also playing against, I think it's Levante tonight. Okay, you've got the La Liga final day, but really it's not an awful lot of football going on tonight. So I thought we'll leave it. We'll do 2 tomorrow. League One playoff final tomorrow. Hopefully that'll be a bit better than this one. Stockport against Bolton. And then we've got the Premier League final day, which should be good fun. We'll see if Liverpool can send Salah and Alisson and Gomez and Robertson and whoever else off. Curtis Jones, Chiesa, plenty of them will be going. So we'll see if we can send those players off with a win, or if Brentford can kind of upset the day and secure European football for themselves. Keith Andrews done a brilliant job, hasn't he? But we'll be keeping an eye on that. It's more of a Premier League final day watch-along. It's not just Liverpool v Brentford. We will be watching Spurs against Everton. We will be watching West Ham against Leeds. We'll be watching Brighton against Man United. Sunderland against Chelsea. All the big games that's going on across the league tomorrow. Says when the league ends, what will you be up to? So the league ends tomorrow, but there is still, between the World Cup starting on the 11th of June, there's still loads of games. Absolutely loads of games going on. So we've got the Champions League final. We've got the Conference League final. We've got the League One playoff final. We've got the League Two playoff final. We've also got the Women's FA Cup final. We've got some international friendlies coming up before the World Cup. England play New Zealand. I think they also play... I can't remember who else actually now. They play a couple of teams in the build-up to the World Cup, which starts on the 11th. So, yeah, there'll probably be a few days between now and the 11th of June where I'm not streaming, because the options for games before the World Cup are depressingly thin. So I would imagine we might have to miss a couple of days. I'll try not to. I will try not to. We'll try and keep the variety up, and we'll certainly try and watch as many good games as we can find. But I also want to avoid just watching games for the sake of watching games. I think it's important to enjoy watching whatever games we find and seeing what good games are on. So I'll keep looking, and we'll certainly do games pretty much every other day. And then the 11th of June is just a massive, massive starting point, because I'm basically doing 3 games a day every day throughout the World Cup in the early hours of the morning. It's going to be a very physically demanding tournament, so I'll be right there for it. Maxini, I'll be up watching Uzbekistan versus South Africa. You watch. Well, I'll be right there with you, mate. Johnny, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, City. Chance! Oh, big save! Massive save from Hull. Oh, it's an absolutely massive moment in the game, that one. Hansen was there. It's been ruled offside anyway, so it would have been a corner for Boro, but what a ball this is. Absolutely splendid ball. He is offside. And as it gets played through, Hansen with the strike. Great. Absolutely fantastic save, that from Panda. Unbelievable. Jimmy, always the Burundi League 2 to watch. City of Northfield, you can also do streams where you just discuss transfers that happened or big news. Might be fun. Yeah, we could do. To be honest, I'm trying to... I've always tried to veer away from that, if I'm honest, mate, because... And no disrespect, I don't want this to come across like I disrespect what Goldbridge or any of the other guys do. I just don't want to do a channel which descends into transfer rumours and... Like, if you get into the point where you're going live 3 times a day, which they do, by the way, they go live 3 times a day, you have to end up manufacturing transfer stories that you know aren't true, that you know aren't going to happen, but you're trying to create some idea of, we need to go live, we need to talk for an hour about something. So you end up clinging to some story that was invented in the, the Nigerian Echo or something like that. Some tenuous link. Liverpool set to make bid for Lamine Yamal, confirmed by the Nigerian Echo. What are your thoughts on it? Well, here's mine for the next hour. I don't ever want to become that. If I ever become that, I've totally sold out. It's not my thing. If I'm not live watching games of football, we talk about footy all day, every day here when there's a game on. I don't want to get into that. That's never going to be me. It's not my thing. I might do like a transfer deadline day. Because that's a good laugh then, innit? Then we can kind of look back and we can go, well, this is what teams have done. And we can score each team's transfer window. And we can also enjoy the final couple of hours of the transfer window to see if any late deals happen. Fine with that. That makes sense. But yeah, won't be just doing transfer streams for transfer streams' sake. But I get the idea, certainly. They're very popular, but it's just not really my thing. But yeah, definitely, it would help. Yeah, and that's the temptation, is it would help me reach monetization for the new channel before the World Cup. I'm trying to make sure that the YouTube is getting very specific messages about what the channel is, what it's about. Do people like it? Do they stick around? All these things matter. So you guys are helping massively just by being here, by liking, by commenting, by sharing. All that stuff massively helps. So I appreciate you. You don't know how much. Scuba, if this goes to extra time in this heat, there is going to be some tired legs, no doubt. Here's Hull driving forward, 1-on-1. Hirakawa, claim for a free kick, no chance. No chance. Dan, Mrs. Key will be happy. Stick to what you do best, Key. These watchalongs, we love it. And 3-star, never a big fan of transfer rumours. Some nasty rumour going around that we're selling Anderson, Murillo, Gibbs White and Nico Williams this summer. Oh, it's tomorrow's fish paper, isn't it, mate? It's yeah, it's silly season. It's called silly season for a reason. That people don't really buy into these transfer rumours. Well, I guess some people do, don't they? And that's why they make money. But yeah, no, I'm not going on a live and just discussing tenuous rumour. Liverpool have been linked to our 456th different player this summer. Connor Morris has been everywhere today. You know what? He has been very good today. And I wonder whether or not we'll see the best of him at the World Cup, by the way. Long ball forward. McBurney flick on. Here's Hirakawa. It's going to go out for a Boro throw in, is it? No. It's kept in. Jellyfish. Some content creators talk the same shit over an hour every day. And listen, people like him. People respond to it, and that's great for them. It's not. I'm not having a dig at him, but it's just not my thing. Some people are making up rumours that the manager's going. I've got a secret source. I've got a secret source at the club who tells me Arne Slot is definitely going. Got loads of views and clicks on that. Oh no! Now it's not happening. Now he's got to rein back on it. Hull far post. McBurney's got to chase it down. Good tackle, and it's a throw into Boro. These two are going to draw on pens at this rate. Connor, I hope Poch brings him into the US squad. Our midfield is pretty thin right now. Yeah, he'll do a great job, Morris, I think. Do a very great job. Says, do you rate David Ornstein? Well, I rate him as a writer. Yeah, I think his views are pretty good. I don't know about his sources, but his views are pretty good, certainly. Dylan, genuinely thought something happened to you then. I read your posts. No, mate, no. We're just over on a new destination now. That's all it is. Greg, that's the difference between you and the rest. You still see football as a sport, while the rest sold out and see it as a business. I salute you, sir. Well, I mean, listen, don't make me out to be anything. I'm not a hero. Don't make me out to be, a saint or anything. I am still trying to build a business off the back of this, but I have also refused to do things like merch and, sell out in terms of transfer. If I can't make a small business, even, and I don't need much, a small business from YouTube adverts and whatever. If I can't make a small business from watching games of football, then that's fine. I'm not gonna squeeze the life out of you by saying, hey, let's have some, let's have some Matchday Tavern. I don't know, coasters. That might actually be a good idea, to be fair. Matchday Tavern bar towel. Beer mats. Your mate in Spain had a secret source. Dan, is anyone watching the Women's Champions League final? Where's it being held? I don't know, Football's more a business than a sport it once was. Look at how much money is now involved. Early. Hull are such a hard team to predict in the last few years. You back them to go down. They're in a playoff race. You predict them to be in the playoff race. They're battling relegation. Dan, you're waiting for your drink, mate. You'll be waiting a while. Until we can get AI to deliver pints through the screen. Pint glasses, yeah. Tankards. The Matchday Tavern tankard. That'd actually be quite good as well. Maybe. Hey, maybe. We'll see. We'll put a mark, like a number on it. If we can get back to 25,000 subscribers like Premier League Dad was, at that point, maybe I'll push for merch at that point again. We'll see. We'll see if we can hit that point again. Frank, why do you not like Arsenal? Frank, I don't dislike Arsenal at all, mate. You've got the wrong impression of me. That's all I can say to you. Cheers, Jelly. Shahid, I'll have an orange juice and a packet of crisps, please, Key. Not some scampi fries or a ploughman's. What if we did Matchday Tavern ploughman's? Sponsored ploughman's lunch. Sponsored pork scratchings. Middlesbrough strike. It's wide for the goal kick. Poor from Whittaker, that. Greg, you're doing it the right way. I truly believe you'll be a success. Appreciate that, mate. I really do. I hope so. But again, the idea of being like success, I don't need much. I really don't need much. I'm not after being a millionaire. I'm not after Goldbridge and all that. I'm a very, very happy man. I've got a wonderful wife. I've got a lovely little girl. I've got a family. I've got you guys. We chat about how lucky am I to watch footy every day with you wonderful people. I'm fine and dandy. If I can make a little bit, it's all good. If I can make just enough to keep the wolves from the door, I'm fine with that. I don't need £1 million. Charmy, you still owe us an R9 haircut. Do you know what? I tell you what, I'll give it you. I'll give you the R9 haircut if we can get back to 25k subs. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'll do it if we can get to the end of the World Cup. If we get 25,000 subs by the World Cup final, I'll do it. I'll do the R9 haircut for the World Cup final. You have my word. Frank, why do you make so many videos about them rather than your own team? I think you've got the wrong channel, mate. I don't make a load of videos about Arsenal. Again, if you go on the channel, you'll see there's about 10%, if that, less than 10% of the channel's videos are Arsenal. And we do watchalongs every day, mate. So again, I've posted over 1,200 watchalongs. 1,200. I guarantee you, there's far less than 10% at Arsenal. 8 minutes of added time, yep. 91.5 minutes gone, and it's been a pretty dreadful game. Maxini, when did you join TikTok, Key? About a year ago, mate, but I don't really post that much on here. I only go live, but going live, you don't really grow that much. You need to post shorts and videos to grow on TikTok. I don't do it. It's my problem. Yeah, I've never really grown that much on TikTok. Pete, the Women's Champions League final is today in Oslo at 6 p.m. Ooh. There you go. Charming Dan, they should prescribe this match for insomniacs. Can barely keep my bloody eyes open. It's not been a great game for the start, the opening game of the Matchday Tavern, has it? I really thought we'd get a cracker here. Something we could, get lots of new people flying into the channel on day one. It was always going to be slow day one. Because YouTube doesn't quite know what to do with us, and we've got no history yet on the channel, so it was always going to be a slow one. But I was hoping we'd maybe get more people interested in the game. Sadly, it's been a bit of a dull one, hasn't it? Legend FK, why can't people just be nice? So many people get heated over a football match. Do you know what it is, mate? They've honestly not got anything going on in their lives. The one thing that I can guarantee you, and I absolutely can guarantee you this is true. Every single person, and I mean this 100%, every single person who gets nasty, who starts making personal comments during a conversation about football, is either one of two things. They are either deeply unhappy about some aspect or every aspect of their life. And what they do is they project outward how they feel internally. That's what it is. It's very, very textbook psychology 101. They project outwardly how they feel inwardly. That's what it is. So it's usually how they feel. It's not a reflection of you. Don't let it get to you. It's how they feel. So that's option one. Option two is that they are just a deeply troubled person, and they are actually quite, maybe not sad. Maybe they're very angry. Maybe something happened to them in the past, and I really hope it gives them, maybe they get it right. They speak to someone one day and fix whatever it is that they're angry about. Chance! Oh, they've done it! Hull have done it last minute! It's Ollie McBurney! Yes! Go on, Hull! 95th minute! Ollie McBurney sends the Tigers to the Prem! Ball in, an absolute shocker from Sol Bryn, and Hull 1, Middlesbrough 0. Get in there, yes! What a goal! The Tigers are back! The Tigers are back! Go on then, sir! Yes! Oh, that's fantastic. That is absolutely amazing. Oh, so wanted this to be the case. I so wanted Hull to win. It's an absolutely dreadful time for Boro to lose the match. You can see the fans in the stands are gutted by it. Sol Bryn, who's been such a reliable pair of hands all season for Boro, drops a clanger in the 96th minute. The 95th minute, at Wembley. With just 3 minutes to go, the ball gets played in. Sol Bryn, all he's got to do is push it out. Instead, he tries to catch it. He drops it in the 6-yard box. And Ollie McBurney's there waiting to smash it into an empty net. There you go. It's 1-0. And we're not getting extra time unless something special happens at the end here. We're not getting extra time. It's going to be 1-0. What an absolute wonder goal at the end of this game. Ollie McBurney with a tap-in. An absolutely sensational finish to this one. You've been mauled by the Tigers. Go on, Hull. Says, didn't Boro lose late on against Southampton too? They did. Yeah, they did. Look at that Hull fan. Look at him, the young lad. Oh, fair play. Tears. Tears in the home end. Tears in the away end. The Hull fans are absolutely bouncing. Look at them. They're going to the Premier League. Go on, Hull. Go on, Hull. He needs more tattoos. Big Will Gaming, how he hasn't been selected for Scotland, McBurney, is beyond me. No kidding. I don't know why there's a check here. Surely not. Oh, it's half. No, it's subs. Sarmiento is coming on. There's a couple of changes coming on now, actually. Slater's coming off. Smelly Belly says Hull are going to take 6 points from Liverpool next season. Don't disagree with you, mate. Yeah, probably will do. Welcome back to the Premier League, to Hull, Ipswich. And I had a moment there. Who won the championship? Coventry. Massive mistake, says B Snow. It was a dreadful mistake from Sol Bryn. Still 4 to play. There is time, but they're gonna have to do something very, very special. Sarmiento came on for Brown, by the way. Paddy McNair came on for Coyle. Still a couple of changes being made here. It's gonna maybe convince the referee to slow things down a touch more. Lancashire Evertonian, the keeper's had a shitter there. Punched it right into the feet of McBurney. But yeah, John Lundstrom for Slater, McNair for Coyle. 2 players who'll just help Hull close this game out now. We're already past the 8 minutes of added time. I think you'll probably see another 3 minutes added on because of the substitutes, because of the celebrations. You've probably got another 3 minutes of time to come. Middlesbrough get the ball in the box. And it's going to be a throw into Hull. It's got to be a hit and hope here for Boro. Couldn't have scripted it any better. That's it. Ollie McBurney was booked for taking his top off and running into the crowd. But fabulous. Really looking forward to seeing Hull back in the Prem. Much prefer Hull in the Prem than Boro. It is a shame, though. I will say that. It is a real shame for Sol Bryn. He's a talented young goalkeeper, Sol Bryn, and he will bounce back. I think he's a future England goalkeeper if he keeps playing the way that he has been. He's rose up the leagues. I think he was he at Leyton Orient for a while, and he's gone to Boro. He's been relatively reliable for him. He's still only young, 24, I think. So he's got a future, definitely. But that's a difficult moment for any goalkeeper, that. Big Will says no legal action anymore. No legal action anymore, definitely not. But again, this is one of them where we've talked about this. If Hull aspire to stay up in the Premier League, and I'm sure they will, by the way, if Hull aspire to stay up, then I really, really believe that they're going to have to invest quite heavily. Because this Hull side, I look at this Hull side and I think how many of that squad are Premier League ready? They scraped into the playoffs on the final day. It's another example of maybe the worst team in the playoffs going up. These were no comparison to Millwall over a long championship season. They were no comparison to Middlesbrough or Wrexham, by the way, over a long championship season. Certainly not Southampton either. And Hull are going to go up. And I'm delighted for them, by the way, but they are absolutely going to have to invest. Because there's not a single one in that Hull side that I look at and think they could be a really, really solid Premier League player. I'm sure Ajayi will be. Semi Ajayi has been a Premier League player before with West Brom. You know, John Egan, again, he's been a Premier League player before when he was at Sheffield United. But again, these players are getting on. They're both 33, 34. They need pace at the back. They're going to have to go out and spend an absolute fortune, Hull. We've already seen Burnley and Leeds spend 100 million quid net to try and stay up in the Prem. Leeds were successful with it. Burnley weren't. Sunderland spent 150 million net. And that's the sort of money that Hull and their owner is going to have to throw at this to try and keep Hull in the Prem. They've got a lot of work to do. Middlesbrough are a lot closer to a Premier League ready side than Hull. But I really, really am delighted for him. Sol Brynn now going forward. It's last chance saloon for Boro. Sol Brynn could possibly be the guy who gets Boro. What's that? What is that? Oh, that's an awful free kick. Straight out of play. The final chance for Boro to do anything, something, and it's pumped straight out of play. It's not good enough. Rob says, come on, Key. Sol Brynn is a million miles away from being close to being an international prospect. He's 25 already. 25's still young for a goalkeeper, mate. It's still very, very young. He's a young man. He's got time. What I'm saying is, as a goalkeeper that's been a solid championship goalkeeper for a couple of seasons now and done quite well with Boro, to make a mistake in the championship playoff final, it's not, you know, your career can go one of two ways from here. I think if we see Sol Brynn kick on and become maybe a Premier League goalkeeper in future, maybe a keeper who can develop and become an England goalkeeper. Look at Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson wasn't flying at the age of 24, 25. Dean Henderson was competing at this sort of level. Sam Johnston was another one. A lot of keepers who've played for England have started in the lower leagues and worked their way up. So Sol Brynn could be another one. James Trafford, again, similar. Smelly Belly says, do you think City are going to face charges before the new season? It's certainly looking like it, isn't it? Yeah, it's certainly getting to that point. Referees still allowing this to go on. Boro have got to get the ball forward. What are you doing? Absolutely dreadful. Oh, it's shocking. I think this could be it now, you know. Greg, all three are going to have to invest heavily, otherwise they could be back down. Same three go up, same three go down. Neil says, do you think there might be a Max Diamond loan to Hull next year? I mean, maybe. Mikel Arteta might decide. I mean, there's rumours about Rio Ngamoa going out on loan. But I personally, I don't think either of them will, no. Still going on. Back to Sol Brynn. We're 104 minutes deep here. Oh, shocking from Sol Brynn. He's given the ball back to Hull. And now they've got a chance to take it in the corner. Here's Hirakawa. Pull back. Chance. Oh, good block. He should have took that in the corner. And now Boro get it forward. Dreadful. Straight through to the keeper. And that's got to be that now, ref. That's got to be that. There you go. It's done. Ollie McBurney drops to his knees. The Boro players drop to their knees. Hull City are going to the Premier League. The Tigers are in the Prem. Go on, Hull. Absolutely fantastic. And Sergei Yakinovich needs to start preparing his team for Premier League football next year. Sol Bryn's in tears. That's sad to see. Sol Bryn. Yeah, you don't want to see that. You never want to see a player really lose his team the game. And he has there. Middlesbrough haven't done enough this game. It's not been a great performance from him. Let's be honest, if we're talking about the gods of justice, would have definitely preferred Hull to go up today. They deserved it. But it's very sad. Hayden Hackney's crying. He's been out injured for a long time. Finally back today. Couldn't really change the outcome of the game. But yeah, Sergei Yakinovich is now on the pitch and applauding his players. They've done a fantastic job. Made up for Hull. Really am. I absolutely wanted Hull to go up. I'm delighted for them. They've got a lot of work to do now. A lot of work to do. Sis says, do you mind Rio going? I rate him even as an Arsenal fan. Oh, he's a fantastic player. I just don't think... How can you rely on a player who can't complete 90 minutes? It's going to be tough next season for him. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not averse to him staying, but he might well go out on loan, possibly to the Championship. Yeah, Hayden Hackney's in tears. 95th minute winner, costing Boro. All the fans are gutted as well. They've got to go again, Boro, next season and get themselves back up for it. Probably without quite a few of their key players. There's a number of Boro players who've been targeted. And do you know what? I'll be honest, Hayden Hackney is one of many, but there might be other clubs. You know, Tommy Conway, there's a lot of quality at that Boro side. They might decide to go and pick up Aidan Morris. There's quite a few players at Boro who I'm sure maybe even Sergei Yakinovich might look at and think, hey, you can come and play for us in the Premier League. But there you go. Right. Thank you, everyone, for watching the very first game on the Matchday Tavern. If you're watching on TikTok, it'll be no different to you. But thank you, everyone on YouTube, for watching the first game on the Matchday Tavern. If you haven't already, do us a favour. Hit like, hit subscribe. It massively, massively helps me if you can. Thank you so much for everyone that has. If you're on TikTok and you want to move over and subscribe to me on YouTube, you want to help a brother out, get over to YouTube, subscribe to the Matchday Tavern. We are launching a brand new channel just for the World Cup and certainly for the next 3 months anyway. All of our watchalongs are going to be over there. I will still be live on TikTok, that's not changing. But if you want to help me out, I need to grow that channel and get it back to the level that the other one was. Nearly 25,000 subscribers. We want to try and get this new one back to that during the World Cup. So yes, if you can head over there and give it a like and a share and a subscribe, I would be forever, eternally grateful. But congratulations to Hull, commiserations to Boro. We'll be back tomorrow again for another 2 watch-alongs. We're live for Stockport County against Bolton Wanderers. Big League One playoff final. Should be a much better game, that one. Lots of raw pace in both of those sides. So I am expecting to see more goals. I've really jinxed it there, haven't I? I've jinxed it. It's going to be another 0-0. But yeah, League One playoff final tomorrow. We might see Stockport. Maybe Bolton back in the Championship. One of them's going to be back in the Championship. Great to see. Northwest side's back in the Championship. So we'll see that. And then on at 4 o'clock, we're doing the final day of the Premier League. Mo Salah, his farewell. Andy Robertson's farewell. Maybe Alisson's farewell. But still a lot more to be settled. We'll be doing all the other Premier League final day games as well. And then on Monday, we're doing the League 2 playoff final. Bank holiday Monday, 3 o'clock. Notts County versus Salford. Hopefully you'll join me for that one as well. But whatever you're doing this weekend, if you're not around for any of those games, hopefully you have a lovely time, whatever you're doing with your family. Happy bank holiday weekend. Have a long bank holiday weekend. Enjoy whatever you're doing. Health, wealth, happiness, love, all that good stuff. Hope you're all good. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Take it easy. Enjoy Saturday. Ta-da.